Macbeth, Quentin.
Yes.
Is Macbeth racist? So we have an American, they're always American academics, assistant professor of English at Trinity University in Texas, says that the bard's use of words such as bat, beetle, black and knight are racialized language. And how does a scene where a character uses the phrase Black Macbeth? She says it's important to help students see the ways which a play may not recognise immediately as a race play based on radicalised language and playing on the dichotomy of whiteness and blackness and dark and light.
The great thing about Shakespeare is that you can put all sorts of teenage literary criticism interpretations on it, and I think that's about the level of this.
Paula, I mean, you often defend the indefensible on these sort of stories, but come on. Macbeth racist for radicalised language.
So
I think old Shakespeare sitting there as a little covert racist.
So I can't answer that question, but what I can do...
Yes, you can.
What I can... No, I can't, because I don't know whether
can't defend it, is
and
what you mean.
what I can say is that clearly there was racist language used. What I can say is clearly at that time there would have been racist people. What I can say is that does it make it wrong for this academic and scholar to put forward those theories and for those theories to be tested?
I just think,
at
you
the
know what I
globe?
think?
And that's
you know what I think?
was happening.
Ava,
and that's what
let me go to Ava on this, because I think what's happening is there are academics all over the world who know they can get ridiculous clickbaiting publicity by calling literally everything racist. And when they're not calling it racist, they're calling everything transphobic. And when they're not calling things transphobic, they're calling everything sexist. When they're not banging on about sexism, they're banging about the patriarchy. That all leads to Barbie, which is the ultimate example of what I'm talking about. Not everything has to be all these things.
I actually thought it was really interesting. I'd never, ever thought about it in this light before. I mean...
And now you think Macbeth is racist?
I don't think... Let me hang on a second. OK, I was thinking that perhaps, well, yes, the slave trade had really kicked off then, and Shakespeare was at the time writing for Queen Elizabeth, and she was infamously kicking out quite a lot of the black community from London at that time. She was, you know, throwing Spaniards out and throwing people back to Morocco. So perhaps there could be an element of Shakespeare's writing that was appealing to that side of Queen Elizabeth, who liked to paint herself white with lead and was quite obsessed with colour.
Or perhaps Shakespeare wasn't racist.
Oh, I'm not saying
perhaps he just was one of the greatest people this country's ever produced.
Isn't that the...
And was a brilliant playwright and didn't actually have a racist bone in his body.
How do you know
what about that old quaint theory?
But how do you know that?
How do you know he wasn't?
But I don't. But what I'm saying is it's important for us to debate that. It's important for us to discuss it. And well done to the academic scholar for at least putting forward her theories.
He was just a bit bigger than this.
He was
so limited.
So much bigger. Anyway.
Or he didn't write it at all. That's a good theory, isn't it?
Unfortunately, this show has suddenly got so much smaller because it's over. But thank you to my brilliant pack, as always. That's it from me.